everything's still up in the air. They still got the dead period in place until the end of May. But it sounds like, it seems like things are headed in the direction where we would have a normal June. So we are planning on having guys on campus. We are planning on hopefully having some official visits, but you just never know. You almost have to plan for a little bit of everything, really. You got to plan for no official visits, for official visits in June, official visits in July. So you're just hoping that if we open up safely. We're doing things the right way. We're keeping everybody safe while trying to give the best experience for those recruits that want to see what Penn State is about.
Hey, Taylor, I think it's Mark Brennan. I think I don't think Greg. I think he may have muted himself. I'm sorry, but anyway, we obviously know what Dotson and Washington brought to the table last season. Who were some of the guys beyond them who may be standing out in spring practice, and how much do you need kind of more production from guys not named Washington and Dotson? Thank you.
Yeah, you obviously, spring is a great opportunity to try different things. It's a great opportunity to move guys around in different positions. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to definitely build some depth. You got Daniel George, who was a steady in the lineup. In the lineup, he started some. Obviously, Keandre Lambert, he kind of started to show up a little bit at the end of the season. But we have a pretty a little bit different than what happened last year, where it was like everybody was unknown. Right now, we have a couple known guys, and now we're trying to make sure that we get Malik Mega, Jaden Dotton, Cam Sutherland Brown. He was on track to have a great season, and then some injuries kind of bit him a little bit. So we do want to have some more depth. We definitely want to have some more depth. It's going to be exciting to continue to see these guys grow and get better, and so that when somebody else does come in the game, that there's not a big drop off, or there is no drop off. That's the goal.
Nearby, Wilborn, Pittsburgh Post Gazette, Tyler Donahue, you're on deck.
What have you noticed with Dotson as a leader, particularly in the spring, with the things he said about wanting to chase greatness?
Yeah, Jahan is quiet by nature. He has that slow burning fire inside of him. It might not be that big blaze that you might want when you're looking for a dynamic leader. But Jahan does some things extremely well. Leadership does not have to be somebody who has the loudest voice, but it has to be somebody who has influence over others. And so what Jahan has been able to do, really in the last few months and even at part of last year, is he's been able to take guys to the side and talk to them in their ear a little bit closer than maybe somebody would do with a loud voice. And typically, Jahan is somebody who does things the right way. He is learning, and he is becoming much better at doing the extra things, doing the things that are not just required, but going in and getting more jug work, going in and getting more route work, getting the quarterbacks together, getting the other receivers together so that we can do some route work. And he's doing that on his own. So I'm excited to see his growth. I'm proud of him, and he's going to continue to be a better leader as he gets older.
Let's go to Tyler Donahue, Lions 247. Bob Flounders, you're on deck.
Hi, Taylor. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
The first time we've had a chance to talk since signing day. So if I could jump into the three guys that you're bringing in here in a few months, could you kind of assess that group, Harrison Wallace and being a late guy, what you saw, why it was so proactive getting him on board, and generally what your expectations are for White and Clifford and Wallace coming in together?
Yeah, my expectation is for guys to come in and compete for a job. Every year we're going to try to bring the best recruits in the country here at Penn State, and they're going to compete for a job right away. So they're excited for that opportunity. And that's what we expect. You know, Harrison, sometimes you might hear him get called Trey. So just be prepared for that, Trey Wallace. But yeah, he was a late guy, but he checked the boxes. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen his basketball highlight, but man, that joker jumping out the gym, he over there dunking on people. I would not want to defend him on the basketball court. And so when you see those things on the basketball court, you can see it easily translate onto the football field. And so he, great academic, comes from a great family, great program. He's hungry. He has great hands. You know, that's one thing that a lot of people don't really evaluate when you look at a high school receiver is how well do they catch the ball. You know, everybody wants to see what the 40 is, what their vertical is. Well, I want to see if that joker is going to catch that gosh dang ball. And so he does that, and he does that in a variety of different ways. That's another thing I look for in highlight film is the variety of catches that they show. You know, typically, if you're getting recruited by Penn State, you're going to be the best player on the football field in high school. And so it is very easy to just run the go route, to just run the fade route, or just run the post route. And that's just one type of catch. But I want to see you run a route over the middle where it's a side catch or a low catch or a route that you're running back to the quarterback, a ball that you have to hurry up and get your head around so that you can locate the ball. So all three of them, Lonnie, Liam, and Trey, they demonstrated that at a very high level in their senior campaign.
Go to Bob Flounders Penn Live. Gabe, you're on deck.
Hi, Taylor. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Taylor, I wanted to ask you about Parker Washington and the success that he had early. He's almost built like a running back at 5'10", 205. And I just wondered, do you think he's able to use that kind of body type to his advantage on the field? And have you seen him kind of do that? He's got a unique size to him.
Yeah. When I have the guys over to the house, I can see why he has that body type. He likes to eat now. It might be the first wide receiver that I've seen stay in the kitchen the entire time he was at my house. So he's earned that body. No, I think if you look back to the Michigan game, he ran a route where he ran what we called kind of a short post, and he went across the middle, and the free safety came down and he popped him. But what you saw after that is he stayed on his feet, he took the hit, and then he ran for another 15 to 20 yards. So that's how he's been able to use his body type to his advantage on the football field. He's tough to bring down. He's strong. I mean, the way that he's cleaning in the weight room with our strength and conditioning coaches, his lower body, man, he is thick and he's powerful and he's explosive. And that also what helps him to get in and out of the breaks as well as he's been able to do it is because he's pretty gosh dang good when it comes to his technique. And then he's powerful, and you can see it by them ham hocks he has as legs.
Let's go to Gabe Angieri, Onward State, and T. Frank, you're on deck.
Hey, Taylor, how are you?
Good, a little parched.
Hope you fix that. But going on with Mike Yursich, how it's been like coaching with him during spring ball, and what impact has he brought to the offense?
Oh man, his energy is infectious now. He has a loud voice. He has a commanding voice, and the guys can see his fire to be great. And he just commands that attention. He commands greatness, and you can see it. Why he's had so much success with his offenses is because he knows what he wants, but he's also not going to be petty on the way in which to get there. So if you know what, if our split is a little bit wider than it needs to be, you know what, it's okay. We can get the job done there. So it's been great. He's been a part of some unbelievable offenses. He's produced some great quarterbacks and receivers. So our guys love it. They love the energy he brings. And like I said, there's going to be times where right now he's teaching the guys to also have some fire to them. He's teaching the guys that, you know what, we as coaches aren't going to always be able to give you that juice that you need. So you know what, you got to sometimes bring your own juice. And he's helping the offense learn how to do that as well.
We have time for one more question. T. Frank with BWI, go ahead.
Hey, Taylor, there were obvious improvements from your young receivers last season. But does this feel like the first time that you can like slow down and teach the position to some of the young guys? And how has the way you've approached them changed over the last 6 months from the season until now in spring?
Slow down, no. I sometimes you wish that there could be moments where you can slow down, but your mind doesn't allow you to slow down because you're always thinking of something that we can do better. The difference this year than last year it was kind of learning my style, me learning them, teaching some of your foundational things that you find very important in wide receiver play. You're just having to teach that. You're having to walk through it. And obviously with each recruiting class that, you will still have to continue to teach that. But with the guys that we have right now in spring ball is you're now trying to master it. You're trying to really perfect the craft on, let's say, a single jab, a double jab, the foundation of the releases, what a chopping whip is, what we're doing with our express steps, how we can use all the tools that we're going to have in our toolbox. How can we use them the way that they need to be used? And so, yeah, it is different. It is a little bit different in that regard. It's not just them hearing it for the first time. Now they've heard it for a whole season. And now it's the opportunity for them to try to perfect it.